Alright, welcome to Cole's. The hives, as you know from previous videos, up here is a candy board, and right there, and then the other hive, number one, across the way, they all have 15 pounds of, well, candy, hard candy made up, and they've been doing just fine. I haven't been in them for about a week or so. The last time I was in there was just to remove the apivar strips. Ended up leaving them in the hives for the full 56 days, I believe. So I pulled those out. The mite should be under control, and just wanted to show my handiwork here. Nothing too fantastic. This measures 6 inches. I believe this is probably 4. I didn't even measure this. This was left over from a DIY entrance reducer I made for hive number 1. But I just figured, just share what I'm doing over here at Cole's Farm. Simple, DIY project just to elevate the jar for some open feeding. Comment on your thoughts if you like it, if you have any suggestions. And we're going to take a look at each hive in the front just to see the activity at 3:30 in the afternoon, as the sun is probably about an hour before it peaks down behind the trees and a few homes behind us. So I'm going to flip the camera around, and then we can take a look at each hive. Alright, so this is number 1. This is the original hive here at Cole's Farm. I'll try to get out of the way. I think the camera's casting a little bit of a shadow. Pretty good activity. They're coming and going, enjoying the warm winter. And then up top there you can see they're actually using the escape on the candy board. And then if we rotate around to hive number 2, this is the one that is usually questionable. Not too much activity. Well, before. Recently, over the last week or so, this hive has perked up. So without getting inside, just judging on the activity out front and the pollen they're bringing in, I imagine brood is continuing to be made. And they seem to be a little more active than, well, a few weeks ago. And then I'm going to take my shortcut through the woods here, just because I don't like to walk in front of the hives too much, for obvious reasons. And then hive number 3, this is the one that I haven't had too many questions about. This one's looked great ever since moving the hives over in late September, I believe, which was a pretty late season move. Ended up adopting them from a former co-worker. And as you can see, the activity here is, it's pretty good. Sorry if the video is shaky. I don't have anything fancy to hold the camera or the phone steady. I'm just using my hands. And right now I'm squatting down and resting my elbows on my knees, so probably a little shaky, but it'll be okay. So the half-gallon jar holds 5.5 pounds of 2-to-1 syrup when it's filled to the brim. Clearly, it's not all the way full, but if I had to guess, that's probably about 5 pounds of syrup. And today's Sunday, so I'm just going to check every few days, and might post another video when it's empty, just to kind of give in, well, maybe to establish an average. I'm guessing in about a week, that thing should be pretty empty. And then here's a shot of all 3 hives. Alright, well, nothing too fancy, just wanted to play with the YouTube live, and my wife made the comment I should make a video and title it Live from the Hive, so I've done so, and I can say this is no longer a first. Maybe I'll go live more often when I come out, usually during my lunch break, to just spend some time in the bee yard. So if anybody has any comments or feedback, feel free to leave them below. Thanks for watching. Cole's Farm.